Hi, professor in class. So this week we're talking about images and clients, and lately I've got some stories to share about this one. So generally speaking, whenever you're contracted out to do a project for a client, unless you're starting from scratch, if you're completely redoing the branding or starting with a fresh company or something like that, generally speaking, you're going to have something either referred to as a style guide or like a branding guide or some sort of company assets guide that will generally have like variants of logos, possibly even certain topography that they want to use, colors, schemes, patterns. Occasionally, you'll come across some that have gradients and or possibly other like proprietary stock images. And most of the time, in most cases, you want to stick to what they give you. If they tell you to use the assets, use the assets. If they tell you to stick with color schemes, do that. But every once in a while, and I actually ran into this about past week and a half, 2 weeks, we'll get somebody that comes in that has a very specific branding regiment that they want you to stick with. And whenever you end up working off of the information and the images that they give you, they decide that they like hate it for some reason. And so they this one client had told us that she didn't like the color scheme that we were using, which was based out of their style guide, and didn't like certain images. Like they gave us this picture of some like vectored birds flying, and they said that they didn't want birds on any of the materials that we were making for them. So it was kind of an interesting experience dealing with this client. And there's I've heard some horror stories about some clients, and now I know what people are talking about. Up until now, I haven't had to deal with anybody that really was that picky, but this individual was she was a good one. But anyways, general rule of thumb is if they have a style guide, if they have specific things that they're looking for, stick with it and maintain a consistent feel. You want to maintain the brand. You want people to be able to look at a logo, look at a website, and then go to the next page and see, same thing, maybe different content. You want to keep the colors consistent. You want to keep the text, the fonts consistent. If there is typography that you're working with, you definitely want to keep that consistent from page to page. And even in just general graphic design, if you're doing a job that requires 100, 10, 20-foot banners, you want to maintain the same sort of feel from one piece to another. But you never know. You could always run into people like I have lately, and then it's just you don't even know what you're getting yourself into. But yeah, thanks for watching.